I'm not getting any sleep tonight. I have a bad patterning that shows up. I don't judge myself or think that I'm like permanently sick over it or nothing. No, it's something that started showing up like 3 years ago. I can blame it on the Venus opposed my Neptune, where if you read that transit, you'll see that, boy, look at the way I look. Pardon me, man. See, when I deal with and when I'm confronted or have to be exposed to godless and loveless people, it affects me greatly. I take it out on myself because it feels like, well, that they hate me. And, I'm a really ultra sensitive person. I know it sounds really immature right now because I've never been this way, but this is what has been happening for the past 3 years. You see, I just say, oh, no, okay, yeah, I get it. You hate me. That's all right. I just won't shop at your market anymore. I don't need you. And then, of course, what they're doing is threatening my life. See, I'm a very hungry person, and I try to go to the store and get my food, and they stop me. And then they start judging my character, and it's like, you don't do that to hungry people. We could be chemically imbalanced. I used to work in a restaurant where you don't turn people away because they're having an attitude. You understand, oh, hello, yes, you're assholes because you're hungry. Don't worry, we'll get you sat down and ready to go. Really. I mean, even I know that, but you see, these people made the mistake. They are loveless, godless people, and I took that out on myself. I got near down to death, starving myself. It just snuck up on me. See, you see, I was like, oh, no, I can handle it. And then really, it just kind of stuck up on me where sleep deprivation is a form of self-harm. I'm doing that now. I wish I can help myself out of it and just say, no, just please go there, take some deep breaths, go in your bed, take some deep breaths, and let sleep come over you. Please treat yourself better than all of these other assholes that can care less whether you live or die. Ignore them. It's always been like this, Shauna. It's nothing new. Why are you letting it hurt you now? Here's why. I got to a point in my life where I actually needed a support system for me. I needed real help. And when I began to figure out that, first of all, this is going to be tedious because I can't even get it from my own brother. He's telling me that I got to pick myself and go. It's like, bitch! Now what? Did you pick yourself up, hon? See, dealing with people that can't really be there for you, not even for themselves, and but then now that they're peering into your life and they're doing this, and it's anywhere from these neighbors that moved over here that are complete. Now my neighborhood is dangerous because I know I could break all my windows out and nobody will even look and see if there's anything wrong. It could be that somebody's breaking windows out and trying to kill me and I'm screaming and nobody will hear anything. They made it a point to tell me that no, we practice ignorance here. We didn't hear anything. And I'm like, that's scary. How do you people think that we can go on living like that? First of all, you're not living, and you're dangerous for the living. So I, me, as whatever this is, am recognizing how I take it out on myself. See, I'm an ultra sensitive. I would love to share with you what's my trip like as of now, but I don't think I will until I get a Patreon or PayPal or whatever. Really, I'm trying to show you a way to do it here. Really, I need help. Not help, babes. I need a little support until I get the support I need. I have to make it that if I'm under the impression that 400 subscribers here, then at least 10 people can send me $20, right? I have to make this work for me. I'm in the middle of finding out, well, how do I get income? I've always worked for it in a very real way of interacting with people out there, and I've tried. See, I've tried to even set an example as to how to be generous and how to not be so full of shit like, oh, this is my label and I am a. No, we are under the phenomenon of, hey, can we use each other? Yes, thank God it's not abusing each other. Yay! But then the C-19 thing was announced and how that we tried to stay together, but oh my God, did people started getting fucking weirded out, right? Right? What the fuck happened? And so it's like, okay, so everything's going to turn weird, and I'm not going to change my stance of being just kind of independent and knowing that, well, you can either use me or you can't, but you can't get me to be something that I cannot be. And that's kind of what was happening. And I kept refusing. I said, no, I don't really want to go there, and I can care less about that. You see, I don't really want to be dragged into something that is not for me. And when I started kind of refusing these things, and people weren't understanding, it's like, well, no, maybe that's not meant for me. And actually, I don't have the resources to fuck with it. I'm a very, you can say frugal, but really it's just, I don't have all the resources in the world to completely just go, yeah, let's hang out together. No, I'm somebody all my life, you can call it Aries rising. The reason why we are in each other's lives is because we're being productive. We have in between us something that we work on. It's a project, or is it a transaction, or can you use me? Can I use you? No? Okay, bye. It was good while it lasted, whatever it was. See, the thing is, though, that we can find always, and hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying any of these videos coming out, babes. I do this when I'm hurting because it brings me joy. You can see me transform, but finally when I make sense to myself and I know that, you know what, if I recorded this and I repeat it back, it can make sense to somebody else and they will like it. And I'm not here to get a ping for the likes that it gets. I get a ping as a real live artist and creator who gets into the mode of channeling and bringing out that which I know that is an accomplishment that only I can achieve. And see, I don't want to be limited to having to being exposed to whatever makes it to me physically here. It makes so much more sense to try to just start trying to make this work for us. You would agree if I told you my story that's happening now and then how it began 10 years ago, where I started living in a life of hermit, getting very more and more isolated. It's hard, when you're taking care of your grandmother who is on the brink of death. She's sick, blah, blah, blah. It's hard. And so you don't want to burden people with how miserable you might be getting there, but it's not really miserable. Really, they don't understand that really you're carrying out your soul contract with your best friend, maybe. And a lot of people will just abandon you. And that's fine. I knew that I was going through transition, and so I was experiencing hermited and isolation before COVID-19. I was plenty alone and doing so much on my own. My grandmother died in 2015, and it was still happening. That I was just, yeah, no, I'm plugging along. I can do this on my own. And I'm doing it on my own. And on Facebook, you can see how I talk myself, and I'm just keeping my vibrational frequency on high because we're going to go through winter, and that's just the way we do it. Because if we don't remain our vibrational frequency on high, it can become a really miserable life really quick, especially if you're living it down to the more complex, simple life where it's just a ritual. You just have to take care of a few things, and then you go back into meditation, which in wintertime, some people understand it. It's like, no, I see what you're doing. Whenever it becomes iced over and every chance you get, you're just trying to meditate. You're trying to feel what it's like to know your real life. And I've seen enough of it, of a glimpse, that I don't really share it with people here. The autobiography, what I've been looking into, what I've been able to study, because if you're privileged enough to be quiet enough and alone enough and non-distracted enough, you too can find out what your real life is about. It involves, of course, you're an electrical body, you're not a physical body. When you go to sleep at night, you are going away from this fake realm, and you're being relieved of the cage and trap that is your body. You're moving into your real life there. You're going back and saying, hey, it's kind of like maybe, yes, you die every night. And see, you can become more and more conscious of this until the point of astral travel, and now you're being initiated into something. You might see, a lot of people think that, oh no, now you're entering into an evil realm. And it's like, no, because all you do is pay attention to how you feel. And if you start getting instantly restored, If you start feeling like, you know what, I can't handle this because I'm not eating, I'm not drinking, you're not allowing me to sleep, and then your guides say, no, check this out, and they heal you from your feet up, and you feel it. It's like Popeye. You go, ting, and then you're on. You're still getting downloads in the middle of the day. They're teaching you how to breathe. See, this is the thing I would love to share with everybody. That I learned this thing that it's an ancient wisdom that if you can control your breath in many different ways, you can reach superhuman power capacity. And I was being able to look into it and study it. This is one of the many things that I was downloading and being exposed to because I did, like on accident, the most perfect and righteous thing, which is to stay alone, be quiet, meditate, start doing yoga, stay alone, be quiet. Do not influence yourself with other minds. Be quiet, stay alone, and start feeling how that you begin to see it's like, nope, nope. Being alone is so much better, especially in this world, because, babes, the movement upon your ass is to keep you codependent and never able to be alone, and you're never gonna catch a whiff of the life, the one that any good mother or Jesus Christ over there wishes for you to have. Thanks for listening to this. This intensity comes from just, I am an intense person by nature. Um, some people value it, other people don't. I don't really care. But see, having talked about people now, I would rather have around me people that, especially my partner, not as intense, more like light as a feather, knows that I can get feverish and knows how to just be there and say, you need a glass of water? Hey, oh, I can see that you're kind of in high concentration today. Can I get you a meal that you cooked yesterday that's in the refrigerator? You're not able to take it now. You're busy. You are what? See, if I had a real teammate in my life, a real partner, I wouldn't be able to punish myself because of loveless people affecting me. But you see, the problem that loveless people are having around me that fake love, they can't get really that close to me. I will start working on them. I start trying to penetrate and say, well, really, do you not know really that I can see you? Not even knowing that I can see every mask that they wear. And then you know how it slips a little bit? And they do an eye roll or a sigh, and it's right at the wrong time. And they don't know that that sticks out the most. That's the conversation that you're having that they're not bothering to have with you, is just the fact that they can't really care for you. If you stop giving them what you're giving them, which is, I don't know, some kind of supply of attention, they're just going to drop you. They're going to play a game that says, no, no, and you can't have me. And it's like, fine, I never had you in the first place because you're not a real presence. You're doing something else. And having said that, anybody listening to this, when you have people around you for so long, but you are still living a miserable life, you might want to consider that, well, with the help of the guide of Uranus or something, if you're having a Uranus transit and you're finding your domestic and you're finding upheaval going on, part of the upheaval is going to be this. You have to get away from these fucking people. Ironically, they're going to start clamping down. They're going to say, what's wrong with you, friend? And it's like, you know what? If I stop giving you the thing that you are leeching off of me, because I think that this is how I get my friends. See, I was a kid once, and I knew that, man, if I have 15 candy bars in this bag, and I start giving them out, I will have so many friends. But if you stop giving them, you shallow fucking stupid people, they don't care for you. They only care for what you can give them. Now, this is narcissism in a handbag. Just a bunch of toddlers that think that we can't grow up and see past it. That, man, you know what? It stems off into whole entire lifetimes in families that practice jealousy. I mean, really, they're not practicing it. It's just, they're stuck in it. They're stuck in an ego game. They don't know that it's jealousy that runs them. It's envy that runs them. It's to keep up with that Jones. It's the fight to knock somebody down and say, I win and you lose. But it's not really that conversation. Let's just put a mask on and be there for each other, and then turn around and go, yeah, right. And then, oh, hi, yes, me again, more than the day, and talk your weather talk, and go absolutely nowhere in front of the kids. In fact, drive those kids fucking crazy. They are right to go apeshit fucking crazy by the age 4, unable to figure out, do they have ADD, OCD? Well, make sure you diagnose them, because it's certainly not the assholes around them that are influencing, really not influencing them at all. You're not awake enough to understand how a kid can see you plain as day, and that they're just so helpless. What are they going to do? They can do the math. They're like, you know what? Fuck this! And you are not going to be able to solve their problem until they see something there that can genuinely solve problems. Because a lot of times with you narcissists, problem solving means that we find the solution, like we find the cause of the problem. You. Hard to talk to you people.